How's it going, people? How's it going, people? Fat Sammy here. Just thought I'd give you a little update on my personal favorite cryptocurrency at the moment, which is Pulsebitcoin. Sure, you know, so I go on about it all the time. But yeah, I'm just checking. I had this security guard following me. It kept telling me I couldn't film. I think they've gone now. So we can start over again. But yeah, welcome. Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on in the community. There's a lot of news to report on, so I wrote some notes, and hopefully it won't start to rain, because the weather's looking pretty grim here in London, UK. So yeah, what is Pulsebitcoin? Pulsebitcoin is exactly the same as Bitcoin, so it's a really easy thing to tell people about. The only difference being it's got 12 years of upgrades, basically. Some of those upgrades are, it's cheaper, it's more secure, it's audited. A lot of people don't realize that Bitcoin, the original one, was never actually audited in the first place. And the original Bitcoin has been hacked many times. All sorts of hacks have happened there. Pulsebitcoin now has been running for a year now, and there's never been any exploits, which is great. It has trustless yield, which for me is a big thing. You can earn yield without having to put your tokens on a centralized exchange or loan them to someone, and then rely on their word that they're either going to pay you back or that they're not going to go bankrupt. We're seeing that all the time in crypto. Obviously, it's a DeFi Bitcoin. Big money and banks aren't involved, which is really nice, because if you trust those people, well, good luck. It's software mined, which is, I don't know, man, I keep saying my favorite thing, but that's probably my favorite thing. The fact that it's software mined. You can mine it using proof of stake technology on the Ethereum network and on the Pulse chain network. That obviously gets rid of loads of overheads, like the cost of mining. Traditional Bitcoin is so expensive, with electricity costs, with taxes, with staff costs, maintenance costs, the surging cost of power. Most of these miners are either shutting down in the West, or they're having to outsource to the third world, and it's costing them probably about 95% plus of their yield just to kind of pay it off, the operation costs, which obviously is creating huge sell pressure for Bitcoin or any other token that you're mining traditionally. So yeah, that's why it's much better there. Obviously it's good, it's green. Using that type of mining, it makes it green, which means you're not going to pollute the world as much. And even if you do care about that or you don't care about that, governments around the world certainly are caring about that and applying green taxes or CO2 taxes onto people using high amounts of electricity. So that's something to consider. It's on two better networks. It's on Ethereum and on Pulse chain. Ethereum being the largest transacted network and the most established network, with huge companies now building tokens on that network, governments building CBDCs, centralized digital currencies on those networks, and it's well established. It has high gas fees, which does put off smaller users. That's why we're on Pulse chain 2, which is a new network created by Richard Hart. So yeah, that's some of the positives. You can get more basic information at Pulsebitcoin.win, and you can also go to Pulsebitcoin.app if you actually want to use the dApp, the front end, to actually start mining it. Right, yeah, so some stats here for you. We do have faster halvings. So traditional Bitcoin relies on which way should we go? Should we go that way or that way? Head over here. Oh shit, they tripped off. Traditional Bitcoin, it kind of has halvings every 4 years, and that is associated with the mining rate. So that's why I think with gold has like 12-year bull cycles and bear cycles, and Bitcoin has 4-year cycles. So generally crypto doesn't go up until you get a Bitcoin halving, where the mining rate is reduced by 50%, and then that usually drives up the price, going by past trends. So the next normal Bitcoin halving is happening, I think it's end of Q1, beginning of Q2 next year, 2024. So a lot of people are expecting some good movement there on the general crypto price. But our halvings work slightly different. Our halvings are much faster, and they kick on based on the amount which is mined. So from that 21 million supplied, total supply, when the first halving occurred, that was once 10.5 million tokens were mined, and then that dropped down our mining rate from 7.5% down to 3.75%, and now we're currently in halving 1. So currently, every 30 days with your ASIC you can mine Pulse Bitcoin at 3.75%, which is really good if you consider that's every 30 days. That's really quite powerful. And then after that, after we move into the next mining period, so once a quarter of the total supply is mined, we're going to move on to the next halving, which will then drop that mining rate down to 1.875%. So still really high yield comparatively compared to most tokens. So on the ETH side, we've got 6 months until our next halving. So you've still got another 6 months to mine Pulse Bitcoin at a decent rate. And we're only 4 months away from the PLS and the Pulse chain side. So it seems like there are more people mining currently. Looks like more users on the Pulse chain side. I think a lot of people are attracted because it's a cheaper fee, so it costs them less in gas to end and start their miners, which is understandable. What else we got to say here? Yeah, so what are the benefits, even if you're not mining yourself and instead you're just buying Pulse Bitcoin off the market? What are the benefits for you about these halving dates if you're not mining? Well, you're going to benefit from the reduced supply. You're already benefiting from a total maximum supply of 21 million, being in a token which is not only not inflating like the US dollar at a crazy rate, or even Hex, where it has a nice reduced supply of only just over 3%, but you're actually in a token where you're not inflating. The total is never going to inflate. And what's actually happening is time is on your side because it becomes less and less available. The supply gets shrunk and choked out. And that's why Bitcoin went from a penny or a cent up to $60,000 or so. And also another thing about that is also built into the function is burning. So you're never actually going to hit 21 million total supply because you have I think it's currently 178,000 PLSB, which has already been burnt on the Pulse chain side. That is mostly when people are inefficient with their miners and whatnot, and they don't end them in time. So, and also that is, some people have donated to the burn address. Quite a lot of people have done that. And then you've got 104,000, which has been burnt on the Ethereum side. You've probably got people being a little bit more efficient with their use of mining there, because the gas fee is quite a bit higher. That's probably why you're getting more people kind of been a bit more on time with ending their miners there. So the current price of the tokens today is 9 cents on the Ethereum chain. And you've got about 3.6 cents on the Pulse chain side. So there's definitely a higher price there by quite a significant amount on the Ethereum side. There are many reasons for that at the moment. Some of those reasons being that Ethereum side seems to be attracting the bigger money. So as I say, you've got more users, more wallets, and people participating in Pulse Bitcoin on the Pulse chain side, which is cool. More wallet growth, things like that. But it seems like those people have less money. So we're seeing a faster halving, but we're obviously seeing a higher price on the Ethereum side. Let's talk about locked supply. Locked supply is how much Pulse Bitcoin is actually locked up and taken off the market, essentially staked, you could say. but we use the word locked because someone developed a third-party protocol called Pulsebitcoin lock. You can check that out. And a lot of the time at the start, people were just locking up their Pulse Bitcoin in ladders to protect themselves from their own lettuce hands from selling, you know, at the first pump. So now there's a yield that people can earn from that. So that's another incentive why we're seeing more and more locked up. And check out these impressive figures. I think these are pretty impressive considering Pulse Bitcoin is only 1 year old. Here we go. On the Pulse chain side, first of all, 26.65% of Pulse Bitcoin, that's 26.65% is locked for an average of 4 years. And that's a pretty damn good achievement, I think, considering it's only been on the market for a year or less than a year. On the Ethereum side, we get a staggering 38.17%. 38.17%, that's almost 40%. We're creeping up on 40%, locked up for an average of 7 years. So that's just gone up. Yesterday, one of our whales locked up another 300,000 tokens or something. So that's really fucking bullish. Yeah, so this is why we've got confidence. We've got the math on our sides. We've got the locking rate, the reduced inflation rate, and all those kind of tokenomics, which kind of make us feel bullish about this project. Not only that, we have a really strong community that has regular chats. All the whales, sharks are sharing what they're doing. There's no backroom deals going on. You can come into the Telegram, into the community, and know exactly what's going on. That's why also we do these videos. So let's ask the question of why are these people locking up? Like, what are the benefits to them apart from reducing supply? Because obviously reducing supply is beneficial for others, but why is it beneficial to them? One of the main reasons is actually obviously creating PLSB as a true store of value. A lot of tokens kind of talk about how they do that, and they like to kind of use the narrative that they're a store of value, but how they actually doing that is another question. So to make something a true store of value, you actually have to take it off the market. You have to kind of make sure it's in the hands of people which are diamond-handed, that have a large percentage of the supply. But obviously you have to maintain a good and fair distribution model. So these whales, group of whales, are actually on the Ethereum side, especially right now. They're actually putting their money where their mouth is and locking up almost 100% of their supply, saving some for liquidity. For something to be a store of value, let's think of another example of a store of value, like gold. You don't need to have, like, for gold to be valuable, you don't need to have a market where you can trade it regularly. It holds its value traditionally, obviously because it was rare. Pulse Bitcoin is rare, but also because it was used to back up other currencies, and that is we'll move to that later, but that's what Pulse Bitcoin is trying to do now. It's trying to lock itself up, take it all off the market, and then these NFTs then back basically a new general miner, so you can use that NFT to mine your other tokens, and then knowing in the background that you can also unlock that PLSB one day. So it's a kind of interesting concept. I better turn around, I'm gonna get lost and it'll probably start raining, so bear with me, guys. Sorry, I'm probably droning on a bit here. Yeah, so the NFT game, let's talk about that. So one of the reasons Pulse Bitcoin has got a good reputation, or kind of well-known reputation, was because it introduced software mining Bitcoin, replacing the ASIC token, which we discussed earlier. Now even Hex copied us and changed their narrative to switch from staking, which they were famous for using for ages, and even now they say mining Hex. So yeah, we were quite revolutionary there doing that development. And now we're not resting on our laurels. We're switching the game up, and now we're moving to NFT mining. So NFT mining is something not really done very much in the crypto world, especially in DeFi. I don't really know any other projects that are doing it, especially how we're doing it. So NFT mining, I didn't really used to like NFTs. I say I'm a student of Richard Hart, respect the man's intelligence very much, and he was for many years telling us how NFTs were just a kind of bit of a scam, no utility. They're just basically pieces of artwork which most of them have lost a lot of value from now, or can be copied or things like that. But this NFT is very different. It's the same like ours, it has unique ID. But what's different here is you can't really fake it, you can't really copy it, because you actually have to lock in Pulse Bitcoin with it. It's what kind of gives it its backing value. You can mine at the moment, if you lock up the maximum amount, which is 5,000, well, you can look up more, but the most efficient way to do it is 5,000 Pulse Bitcoin for 5,000 days. And that will basically give you the maximum mining rate for hex, which at the moment is 62.5 hex a day. Someone could come in and build, you know, a new front end if they wanted to and offer you more, but currently available 62.5 a day. I think that's quite a lot, actually. I think it's something like having 3.75x on a T-share if you bought hex directly and staked it for a year. So pretty impressive figures there. You can also earn 1.5 Khan a day, which is the Pulse Dogecoin Staking Carnival token. That's very limited supply token. I think it's around 5 million. Currently are sitting around 18 cents per token. So yeah, there's two things you can mine there with it. So what are the benefits? You've got more tax options. Obviously I can't go into detail because everyone is in there. I'm sorry, I'm not even filming myself. Everyone is in the different regions, so I can't really give too specific things about tax, but yes, it does give you more tax options. Secondly, there's no liquidity required to trade an NFT. If you want to trade a large amount of or sell a large amount of tokens, traditionally you have to go and find a liquidity pool which is large enough for you not to get too much slippage, so you can sell the tokens for how much you want to. But with the NFT, you don't need to worry about liquidity at all, which is a beautiful thing. You can literally have it in your wallet, send it to someone directly, and they can send you the Ethereum for it, or in fact whatever token you choose can be another chain. It doesn't matter. Whatever you choose to sell it to them for, you can receive. You don't even have to, someone doesn't even have to be in crypto as well for you to sell them one. You know, you can trade it for a car, you can trade two of them for a car, or whatever the market price is for them at the time. And obviously everyone's NFT will be at a different value, because one person's NFT might have 5,000 Pulse Bitcoin locked for 5,000 days. Another person's may have 4,000 locked for 3,000 days. One person may have got a whole 2 years worth of hex rewards built up in there, and if a hex is at 50 cents, that's in the tens of thousands of dollars they'll have just in hex rewards. Yeah, so obviously people would have withdrawn different amounts, so you can have different amounts, which adds to the uniqueness of your NFT. It's a great onboarding tool. That's another advantage. A lot of people who don't understand crypto, they can now participate. So anyone that you've kind of struggled to get into crypto before because they don't want to learn the technical side of it, you know, e.g. how to not only install the MetaMask, not only buy the Ethereum, buy some USDC, and then how to use the actual exchange, all that faffing around, watching the price charts, doing all that sort of stuff. They're not computer savvy, not technology savvy. Now you can just either hold an NFT for them as a friend or a family member, or you can send it to them directly. Install MetaMask on their phone, show them the NFT on your phone, and go, here we are, I'll send it to you now. And then you can trade goods or services if you wish yourself, or you can just give it as a gift, not financial advice. Yeah, so another great thing here is, as I said before, it offsets the sell pressure off of our store of value token onto third-party tokens, which we're offering as yield. And as I say, at the moment it's just Khan and PLSB being offered, but later there may be something called ACR offered. We could offer Tetra potentially, we could offer Hedron. These are all possibilities that anyone in the community can, or the community can decide which they want, if any. Yeah, so obviously this reinforces the narrative of PSP as a store of value, because what you're now doing is you're not only mining with your ASIC software mining token and earning yield, you're now earning yield on top of that with your Pulse Bitcoin. Instead of your Pulse Bitcoin now just sitting in a wallet, collecting it, waiting for the money to get the price to go up, you can now mine with it as a second layer process, which is awesome. Yeah, and obviously it gives you options. It gives you options because now you can take out yield whenever you want. So you've got that huge bonus on your T-share rates for Hex, for example, and you know, rather than having to be locked up for 10 years or 5 years or 2 years, and then Hex gets to a really good price and you want to sell a little, take some profits, you can now do that because you can scrape that Hex whenever you want, or scrape the other tokens whenever you want. You're not locked in. Even though the Pulse Bitcoin lock is locked for 5,000 days, you can make a withdrawal whenever you wish. It's really starting to get dark and wet out here. Yeah, so what else is there to discuss here? My paper's getting soggy here. It's no good. Oh yeah, a little bit of news. Let's do a little bit of news. So I recently hosted a Twitter space. I think it was last week. Well, no, it was earlier this week, I think. And that was a great success. We invited the guys from Texan Token. Shout out to their community. They're using the blockchain for a really unique political cause, which is Texan independence. And this is the way they can bring sovereignty and freedom financially back to the people that want Texan independence. So they've been going to all sorts of political shows. I think I saw them at a Ted Cruz event, someone putting out a load of flyers, so good shout out to them. We had Tetra join us. Great to hear their updates. They're obviously really going leaps and bounds in developing technology for Pulse chain at the moment. Hopefully it will come to ETH and other chains, but they've got so much going on. I checked those guys out, Tetra. And then also we had a bunch of Hexicans there and some Pulsicans. So yeah, thanks to everyone that turned up. Thanks to our speakers. We had Crypto Kindness dropping some knowledge. We had Rags to Riches, Stu, who's the main developer of Tetra. Just to name a few of the guys. Yeah, we had Neil for T-shares and so many other people. But thanks to everyone turning up. It was a really interesting discussion about onboarding and how we onboard people into crypto. Yes, there was a lot of ideas there. Some of the ideas being showing them your own success. It's like sometimes you've got to show people your own success and then they'll jump in and join you. Another thing that we kind of bullet point got out of that was we have to constantly innovate through technology these digital products, you know. I better not go up that way. I see the security guards up there. So strange how you can't film like in these areas. They've got the Victoria and Albert Museum there, so they might maybe get a bit funny about it. Yeah, so the next meetup, I should talk about the meetup before I get shut down here. The next meetup is it's Sunday at the moment, so next Saturday, which is going to be the 2nd of December. 2nd of December in London, UK. That's going to be in central London. We've been doing these every 2 months, which has been awesome. So this is the first one we're doing when the weather's a bit colder. So no matter what the turnout is, we'll definitely try and get a bit of content going for you guys. Oh, here he comes. Yeah, we've got regular chats going on in Telegram. So jump in there. That's t.me/PulseBitcoin. There's 6,175 members you can talk to. There's regular voice chats in there. Just make sure you don't join a fake group. There are many fake groups. There are a lot of scammers out there, so really be careful. Never give away your seed phrase. Never talk to people. Admins will never direct message you. So make sure security is your priority here. You should never get into crypto, especially DeFi, unless you have a true understanding of how to keep your money safe, because we see people get their money stolen all the time. If you want to hear more from me, you can check me out at FatSammy4. That's FATSAMMY 4 at that's on Twitter. What else we got? Yeah, I think we'll leave it there. So I've got security guards coming at me. So yeah, see you all soon. Peace out. Bye bye.